This is the RYSE SmartShade, an all-in-one motorized solution that can be retrofitted onto any beaded shade. Today we're going to unbox this, I'm going to show you how we install it, and we're going to see how this thing works. This video has been sponsored by RYSE, so big thank you to them for sending me this product. Let's go over some of the features on the box. As you can see, this can lift almost any size or weight of shades. It's going to work perfectly for this huge shade I'll show you in a second. It's definitely an affordable smart home integration. You'll have to see what the prices are at the time, but I believe this unit was between $150 and $200, and it motorizes an entire shade for that price. And it allows you to keep the shades you love, which I'll talk about more later. All right, let's get to the unboxing of this unit. So we'll take off the dust cover here. It reveals this nice orange box. So right away we have this nice informational flyer that gives us a QR code to scan to help us get started. I will be downloading the RYSE app, and I'll also be following their instructions on how to properly install this shade. As you can also see, the Smart Bridge is an optional add-on for the SmartShade. This enables features such as scheduling, which do make the SmartShade way cooler, but that's an additional cost that is not included in this kit. All right, get into the good stuff here. You can see right here, this is our main unit, the RYSE SmartShade motor. You can tell it's a well-made unit. It's made of high-quality plastic. It's got these nice buttons on the front, this button on top, a set button, and a pair button. I think all things that will come into use later once we actually get this motor installed and begin using it. And then right over next to the SmartShade unit, we have the battery pack here. Now, not all SmartShades come with a battery pack. Some can come with the 12-volt AC adapter, but my unit did come with a battery pack, which I think is going to be pretty awesome. So this battery pack is charged with a USB-C port, and then it simply plugs right into the bottom of the SmartShade unit, just like this. But we don't want it plugged in yet because we haven't actually installed this. Then for the final piece in the box, we have this accessory kit. Inside the accessory kit are all the extra pieces you'll need to make sure that this SmartShade unit will fit on your shades. So we have the power cable for recharging the battery pack, various mounting hardware and connectors to make sure that the beads are the correct width, the drive gear that'll connect to the beaded chain, and two options for wall-mounted brackets depending on the direction of your shades. But you can see that this kit will fit on so many different types of shades with the various mounting options they provide. RYSE did a great job on this. And now for the fun part, let's get this SmartShade installed in this beaded chain and make this shade motorized. Now these curtains do have some pieces we have to replace and remove before we can install a SmartShade, so we're going to do that right now. You can see this bead connector right here is an oversized bead connector. That won't fit through the motor, so we're going to have to unclip that. We'll get this new connector from our handy accessory pack that we'll hook back over these beads to reconnect the chain. There's one side, and hook this right over. And now our bead chain is reconnected with the RYSE connector that will fit and work well with the SmartShades. The other two problems with this chain are these bead stoppers right here that limit the range of motion from the chain. We don't want those are going to jam up the motor as well. So let's take a screwdriver, pry those open, and remove them from this chain. Now this is going to be the case with any sort of chain stopper that you have on your shade will need to be removed just like these. Whether you have a plastic one or metal ones like these, they will have to come off because these do not work well with the SmartShade system. And just like that, the other bead stopper is off there and this chain is ready to be attached to the SmartShade system. So now we have the chain all ready to go, it's time to install the SmartShade motor. So first step is going to be removing this old clip that used to hold the manual chain. Then we'll take the chain, hold it down like this, and make a small mark under the chain. And then actually, since this chain is perpendicular to the wall, we're going to use this adapter right here so we can put the SmartShade mounted on at the correct angle. So we'll take this bracket and put it so the top edge is just below the line that I just marked in the wall. I'll make two marks right here to mark where I should be drilling into the wall to mount this. Now also found in the accessory kit are these nice little drywall anchors, so I'm going to be using those to drill in and mount this mount. All right, perfect. We have our two wall anchors in the wall, and now it's time to install the mount. And this will actually be a bit easier with the screwdriver. Now that those are screwed in, we can see that this mount is secure on the wall. So we can take the SmartShade bracket and these two small screws that are included and attach this to the mount. And just like that, our mount is attached. Now I can simply remove the back cover off of the SmartShade unit, pull this lever right here, pull this downward, and then string the beads through the gear. Just like so. Now I'll reinstall the back cover, and we can simply slide the SmartShade unit right onto the mount, clicking down until there's proper tension in the chains. So that's probably good right there. And now it's time to give this thing some power and calibrate it. So we'll connect our battery right here, just like so. Have to click in. And now the SmartShade is fully installed and connected. It's time to calibrate. So you can see on the RYSE app here, we're going to click Add Device to start. We will go look at these options and select the SmartShade. Now it's going to ask if we have a smart bridge. I would recommend a smart bridge. It enables things like scheduling and adding Amazon Alexas. But unfortunately, we don't have a smart bridge for this device, so we're going to continue without it. We'll click No here. It says we're missing out. That's right, we are missing out, but we're still not going to use the smart bridge because we don't have one. So now we're going to move forward with using Bluetooth Connect. So I'll look over at the SmartShade, and on top of the SmartShades, it's easy to find pair button, as I showed you earlier during the unboxing. I'll simply click that, the blue lights begin to flash, and now the phone will work on pairing to this SmartShade. And now we see that it did find our SmartShade. RYSE would like to pair, so we'll click pair on there. And we'll allow this pair to work. All right, it says our SmartShade is ready, so that's a good sign. And our window, we will call this the living room window. So we'll type in a name right on there. Super awesome, you can customize all your SmartShade devices to have whatever name you want. So if you have multiple SmartShades, you can customize it to be, each window has its own name. It does offer the SmartShade installation tutorial. I would recommend following the official tutorial to see how to install your SmartShade. But since mine's already installed, we're just gonna move forward and skip that. We'll click next. It says the SmartShade is not calibrated. That is correct, so it's time for us to calibrate it. We'll click calibrate there, press the set button. We'll hold that for 3 seconds. So now we can see the up arrow is blinking continuously, so that's correct. We are in calibration mode. And now let's press to move the shade up. Okay, so I have to be honest with you, as you just saw, when I hit the up arrow on this, it made the curtain actually go down. That's not what we want. So I realized I installed this bracket backwards. I actually had to flip the motor onto this side. So now I think it should work properly. And now hopefully this time when I press up, the shade goes up. That looks better. So as this is going up, I'm going to click next on here. It says press button to move up, see if your shade direction is correct. This time it is, that's good. Still moving up, yep, that's good. All right, let's set the top position first. And I'd say right there is a good point. So now once I have it to the highest point that I want, I can set the top position by clicking the set button. And it should make that top arrow solid. Now I can move forward on the app and press the bottom button to lower the shade to my desired bottom position. And just like that, we fully calibrated the SmartShade and we have a fully motorized shade. The SmartShade is awesome because it's easy installation. It works on almost every shade. One of the things I like is I live in apartments, so I move around quite a bit. And a lot of different apartments have these same beaded chains. So instead of having to buy a custom motorized shade for every single apartment you go to, you can just buy this one SmartShade motor and keep bringing it with you to each new apartment you go. And just in that time of talking, you saw how the SmartShade closed. I didn't have to stand there and do the laborious pulling of the chain. It just automatically lowered on its own. That's the SmartShade. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to check out the RYSE SmartShade.